Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, back again with another video, obviously transfers. Like I said, June, July, that is what we talk about, transfers, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Now, Arsenal are inquiring about the availability of Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling. We're going to speak about that just in a minute, but also Ruben Neves is expected to leave Wolverhampton Wanderers in the summer. Arsenal very, very interested in the young lad. He's 23 years of age. Like I said, it was a very big surprise for me that he's that young. So he's expected to leave. However, Arsenal are not anywhere close, in negotiations between them and Wolverhampton Wanderers, and we expect 2 done deals in this week. Obviously, we'll be speaking about Ben White and Albert Sambi Lokonga, an update on where we are. This week, we expect them to get done. At least one of them should get done, but we are very optimistic that 2 deals should be getting done over the line. And Charles Watts has been speaking about Ben White and said the interest is real, very, very serious. He will not be very he said he won't. He said if I try to quote, I won't be very surprised if Arsenal get the deal off the line. So we're gonna discuss that and more. 2 done deals: Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling, linked with Arsenal, and Arsenal is interested, and Ruben Neves as well, also linked with Arsenal. And reports are saying that he could actually leave Wolverhampton Wanderers in this summer. Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Look, there's so many reasons to subscribe to my channel. First and foremost, you get reliable information, you get it in time, you get first-hand information, but I think the best thing is you get information, Arsenal news and Arsenal views with that fan flair. I always add that fan flair, always try to give you that Arsenal fan perspective, and that is what we want. Can we discuss these things as Arsenal fans? We love pundits. I love pundits. I love Sky Sports Carve. I love so many pundits from BBC, but they don't give you that fan perspective, and at times they're just so neutral. We are not neutral. I'm not neutral. I try to give you what I think as a fan, and then get your opinions as fans as well. So get involved in the comment section, and the video is brought to you by OneXpert. Make sure you check out their website. Obviously, they bring you the best betting odds and best betting activities around the internet. They're a genuine website. They will pay your money if you win it, and if you use my promo code Cossy Media, you'll be able to win up to $130 just on your first deposit. That is how beautiful it is. And you will also be able to redeem up to 200% bonus on your first deposit. So that is how beautiful it is. And OneXpert, your best betting partners. Betting is restricted to ages under 18. Let us get into it. This time, unlike in the last video, I know where to start, so let us get the party started. It was just almost 1 hour ago. He said Arsenal are certainly very interested in Ben White, and they are very serious when it comes to trying to sign him. I wouldn't be surprised if the deal gets over the line. Now, what I can say about Charles is he is one of those journalists that are never gonna speak something unless it is in glass. So for me, when he speaks, when I see something like this from Charles, when he says something like this, it's a very close deal. It's a very, very, very close deal. Otherwise, he wouldn't speak about it. But something to note, that a point of correction that I would like to make in this video. Many people have been spreading rumors that a second bid had been thrown in for Ben White from Arsenal, and many rumors were actually saying that a deal has been agreed between Brighton and Arsenal. Now, the player has agreed an Arsenal move, an Arsenal deal, and his camp, they are very okay. They're saying, we will join Arsenal if the terms and conditions between Brighton and Arsenal are as well settled. However, we do not have an agreement between Brighton and Arsenal at the moment. The first bid, which was around 40 million euros, was rejected. However much the player and Arsenal have agreed that Arsenal will be the destination, but the first bid was rejected by Brighton, and this week we expect a new bid from Arsenal. That is as per Chris Weekly says. Arsenal will come back with a 45 million euro bid. So this week we expect Arsenal to sign Ben White, and all the negotiations are moving on well. All the negotiations are moving on very, very well. So we expect that one to get deal. That should be confirmed this week, very, very soon. And then we've spoken about this. We've seen the report. Arsenal apparently agreeing a deal between them and Ben White, and also speaking about agreeing with Brighton. Personal terms are not an issue. That's gonna be one of the easy things to do with Ben White. But with Sambi Lokonga, a deal is very close, and 18 million pounds plus 3 million euros in add-ons is what Arsenal are planning to go back with as the third bid. Lokonga should be our first signing. I've said this. I'm 99% sure Lokonga is gonna be our first signing, and then I'm around 90% because look, last week I was around 66% on Ben White. Now I've risen to 90%, and that is a little bit fair, isn't it? So I'm 90% sure Ben White will be signing for Arsenal this summer. I'm 99% sure Albert Lokonga is gonna be our first signing. So those are our two first signings, and that is where we are with Lokonga. We are coming in with a third bid, 18 million pounds plus 3 million pounds in add-ons. And with Ben White, deal agreed between the player and Arsenal. However, we are still waiting to see what comes out of negotiations between Arsenal and Brighton. But just to speak a little bit about other players and the midfield situation around the club, we've been linked with Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling. Now, look, I've looked at a report that says Arsenal are inquiring about the availability of Raheem Sterling and Riyad Mahrez as the club tries to reinforce its attack. So we are trying to reshape the way our attack is built, and 100% I'm pro the move. Look, Sterling could be a difficult move. I understand. I think Riyad Mahrez could be a difficult move as well. Both players, what I do understand and what I can confirm, have been added onto the list of players that will leave or should leave Manchester City. And in the Harry Kane deal, Manchester City is proposing something like around 100 million pounds, but they're also proposing a cash plus players deal, and Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling are some of the players on that list offered to Tottenham Hotspur. So the availability of both of them is not a question. They will be sold if the right offers come in. Mikel Arteta has worked with both of them, and I think that's the reason we are linked with them. I think that's the reason as to why he wants Riyad Mahrez. It's the reason as to why he wants Raheem Sterling. Honestly, if you ask me, they're better than what we have. Look, we've had Thomas, we have Nicola Pepe, we have Bukayo Saka, and the likes of Gabriel Martinelli and Willian, but none of them is gonna give you the figures and it's gonna give you the quality Raheem Sterling gives you. None of them is gonna give you the figures and quality of Riyad Mahrez. So if you ask me honestly, Cossy, are they better than what we have? That's the question you're gonna ask me. Yes, they are better than what we have. Mahrez is better than what we have, and Raheem Sterling is better than what we have at the moment. So we have inquired, but the deals are very difficult. First and foremost, you don't have Champions League football. As Arsenal, you don't have Europa League football. You don't have European Conference football. So it's very hard to convince players to come from Manchester City to Arsenal. Honestly, it is a very, very hard situation. It's very hard. It's a very hard thing to do. But I expect at least Arsenal will try to get one of those players, and I do not expect any of those deals to happen anytime soon. Some of the other things, of course, according to Daily AFC, they've said reliable reports claim Arsenal's first two signings this summer will be Albert Sambi Lokonga and Ben White. Who else would sign out of the reported targets so far? A thread of players we've been linked with to be below. So our first two signings are expected this week. That is Albert Sambi Lokonga and the man himself, Ben White agreeing a deal, and of course personal terms were agreed between Albert Sambi Lokonga and Arsenal as well. And then lastly, it is expected, this according as at the Athletic, I think it must have been written by David Onstein. So he says it is still expected that Ruben Neves will leave Wolverhampton Wanderers in the summer. AFC have expressed their interest, but there is nothing going on. That is as far as it's gone. So look, when I was sick, I saw this story. Ruben Neves to Arsenal, and everybody was flying out with words. We want him. We don't want him. We want him. I would take him. I wouldn't take him. And I do not care about that. What I think is what we are looking for. Ruben Neves has it. The quality is a little bit doubtable because he's been at Wolves, and he's not been that very exceptional player. But you do understand. I don't think Wolves is very possessive. I mean, you're gonna see the brilliance of players like Podence, the brilliance of players like Pedro Neto, and the likes of Jota, but you'll never see the brilliance of players like Ruben Neves, because Wolves at times, when they possess, they overpossess, and when they do not possess, they don't possess that ball. They're just gonna run. But I think he gives you what exactly you're looking for: a player who shifts play, a player who breaks through the lines, a player who distributes the ball. I think he's absolutely marvelous and wonderful. So what do you think about the rumors and the links? Ruben Neves, Raheem Sterling, and the likes of Riyad Mahrez, and of course our first two signings that are gonna be done this week: Albert Sambi Lokonga and Ben White. At 100%, one of them should be done this week, and then 100%, one of them should follow the other. My name is Cossy. I'll speak to you in the next one. Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe, and of course, nice lunch, everybody.